Part 2, how to find a hot market that's ready to buy your digital printable before you even build it. Now, let me ask you a question. How many of you, and be real honest with me, how many of you already have a pretty good darn idea of what you want to go into niche-wise because you're already a part of that niche, or you already see that niche is needing stuff? Some of you don't, but I guarantee you a lot of you already have something that you enjoy and you realize there's a huge market there already because you're already someone that spends money in that market, right? You're already somebody that spends money in that market. And so I want you guys to understand, when I tell you to do things and to niche down into places that you already have some experience, it's not just to have fun, it's because you already understand a lot of the market. And what I want to do is I want to dig into you though if you don't have an idea, or to give you some more ideas if you want to just continue to expand after you do your first few. So let's dig in together and let's talk about this process and what we're going to be doing. Can everybody see Amazon? We've already kind of gone through this in the webinar that got you here, but can everybody see Amazon right now? Give me a yes if so, if you can see Amazon on your screen. This is a specific search. This is a search for laminated study guides. Laminated study guides. And then I went up here, over here, and I sorted by bestsellers. So I sorted by bestsellers, and you can literally go through this and you can dig in and you can see tons of things. And you can actually look at the reviews that some of these, so real estate terminology, quick study business guide. Does this make sense? Now, what I want you all to do is this, and I got a little homework. Is everybody cool with a little homework right now? Give me a yes if a little homework's okay. It's going to be a homework that'll cost you under $10, but here's a little homework for you. I want you guys to do me a favor. I want you guys to jump on here onto Amazon, laminated study guides, and I want you to buy one of these. And I want you to, if you don't have one of these yet, that you could actually hold in your hand, I want you to buy one of these laminated study guides. I get nothing from you buying a laminated study guide other than knowing you have a better understanding of this. Go buy one of these, and I want you to hold the antiquated model of what we're doing in your hand. Because I want you to see the shoulders that we're standing on, and I want you to understand what we're improving on. And I want you to see, because here's the thing. You all are going to be doing this sometimes, and I guarantee you this thought's going to pop into your head either today or tomorrow or sometime the next couple of weeks. You're going to build your first one, and you're going to think it's not good enough. Everybody got what I just said? Please, whatever you're doing, pay attention right now. You're going to think that what you built is not good enough to compete out there. It's going to happen to you. Mark my words. When you're a week, 2 weeks down the road and that feeling hits you after you've been working on this, some of you are going to want to not put your thing out and keep going because you feel like it's not good enough. Now here's my solution, and this is why I tell you to do this. I want you to go buy one of these things from Amazon, have them ship it to your house, and I want you to look at the quality of these things. And second that you hold this in your hand and you look at the quality, you're going to realize that you're just fine. Does everybody understand what I just said? You guys, these people that sell these are making a fortune with them, and they're not great quality. I mean, like, their quality in terms of they're laminated, like they're not gonna, like, you're not gonna spill a drink on them and it, like, ruin it. But you guys, you're gonna hold this in your hand and realize that there is nothing that these people are doing that you can't do better, even though maybe your first one's not your best effort ever. Does this make sense? Give me a number one in the box. Give me a number one in the box. When you actually hold these in your hand, you're like, what? Did they make this in Microsoft Paint? Like, really? Did they build this thing in Microsoft Paint? That's what you're going to feel like at first when you first hold these. Now, listen, they're fine. They're fine with that criticism because they've been doing this a long time and they're making great money doing this. But I want you guys to understand, go order one of these. But that's not the point of what I'm telling you. You can literally scroll through these pages, scroll through the Amazon search results, And I want you to look and see what kind of stuff is selling. Now, we don't have to do this kind of stuff because some of this is very academic. Some of this is very academic, but I want you to get a sense of what's out there, not just on page one, cycle through some pages. That's a good start. Now, here's the other thing that I want you to do for me that's going to help you. I want you to go in and I want you to go to Pinterest and I want you to type cheat sheet in the top of Pinterest. Can everybody do that for me? Not right now, but give me number one if you can do that for me later. Can you go to Pinterest and type in cheat sheet in the search box? Okay. Now, what I would like for you to do when you go to Pinterest and you go and you do cheat sheet is scroll down this list, and I want you to look. I want you to look at the things that people are building in here for cheat sheets. Yeah, it's spelled right. It's okay. You don't even have to spell it right. You don't even have to spell it right, and it's going to come in. I would actually recommend that you go in and you put the step out. So here's an interesting one: command line cheat sheet, and it's just giving you some command line stuff. There's an audience for that. There's an audience for that. But we go in and we type in cheat sheet, but spelled right, and you guys are going to see lots of interesting things pop up in this setup. And when you do, you can, of course, sort these things by products, by videos, by boards, by profiles. You can do all of this stuff. But if you sort it by products, you start to get some really interesting info. Do you guys see this? Do you guys see this? What I love about this kind of thing is you can really start to get an idea of what people are out there making money with right out of the gate. Now, what I want you to do is this. I'm not done with this process yet, but I want you to put together a few things that I'm showing you here in a second. I want you to look at Pinterest, for instance, and look at this. And let's say that you see this. Does everybody see this photography thing that's right here? Give me a yes if you see the photography thing that I pulled up. Give me a yes if you see. So they're charging $21.99 for this. It's a cheat sheet. It's a poster. But I wanted you to go back to Amazon where we were before. And I want you to type photography study guides and see what we got. And you can see that we've got one here. So there's definitely something of interest there. And then I want you to go to Reddit. I want you to go to reddit.com. And I want you to type in, go to the search bar, type in photography. Look for a subreddit. Here's our photography. And there's 5.3 million members in our photography that are asking questions about photography. So we know we're good there. And then go to Google, type photography cheat sheet. And I want you to see if there's people selling stuff. Does everybody understand what I'm doing here? Does everybody understand what I'm doing here? I'm taking something that I found on Pinterest and I'm going to Amazon and looking for it. Then I'm going to Reddit to look and see if there's a subreddit behind it with a lot of people. Then I'm going to Google to see if there's, when I type in cheat sheet, there's people selling stuff. And then I'm going to say forum. Now, obviously, we know photography is a good niche, right? We know that. But does everybody understand how you can replace photography in this box in all of these situations, and you can find this stuff and see if there's people selling stuff, see if there's a lot of places people are talking about it, where they're congregating, where they're trying to learn more. Does everybody understand where I'm going with this? What we're trying to do is not only to establish that people are already selling stuff in that market, that there's already products, yes, competition, we're fine with that, but that there's also places that people hang out to talk about this topic. Give me a number one if this makes sense. Give me a number one if this makes sense. So far, so good. Start off with Pinterest. Cheat sheet. Very broad. Find a topic you like. Go look and see if there's a subreddit where people are hanging out talking about it. Go Google forums, cheat sheets. See if people are selling stuff. See if there's places that people are congregating. When you're done there, go to Facebook. Type in the niche, photography. Sort by groups. See if there's places with lots of members in it. If you find that, you've got a market. Does everybody understand what I just said? And does everybody now understand how to find if there is a market for your stuff? All I'm looking for is, are there people that are already making money in those places? Some of you may, well, there's competition. That's not good. I need blue ocean. The hell you say. I am not looking for blue ocean when I'm selling a digital printable. Give me a number one if you understand what I just said. I'm not looking for blue ocean when I'm selling a digital printable. I'm looking for what? I'm looking for blood in the water. Does everybody understand that? I'm not looking where there's no sharks. I'm looking for where there's blood in the water, and this is why. Because if there's blood in the water, we can get started in that niche and guarantee that we're going to make some money and that we don't have to pave our own way. Once you find blood in the water, please, please, please pay attention to this. Once you find blood in the water, once you start making sales and you're in that niche, it's easier to find the patches of blue that are the little niche of a niche in that. Does everybody understand that? And that's where you get into the places where you have zero competition. But you can't find the niche of the niche until you already found a market where the sharks are already there. You're a little baby shark? Cool. Get in there, run with the big sharks, make some sales. Don't reinvent the wheel. Does everybody understand? Pinterest to Amazon to Reddit to Google to search for forums and people selling stuff already. Does everybody understand what we are doing here? Give me a yes if this makes sense so far. Does this make sense so far? Nothing complicated. I just want to make sure we're all on the same page before we keep going. So far, so good. This is not like a huge research process for this, because we're not looking for something that's hidden. We're looking for something that's screaming at us to come after it because there's already people making money. Okay? I know this flies in the face of what I have taught in terms of like local marketing type stuff at times, but that's because we're playing a different game. Why are we playing a different game? Because we are going really, really big into a one-to-many type situation rather than a one in a group, small group of people. In short, your customer base is much, much bigger. Okay, let's keep going.